This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
How tough is your job here in talent relations? I mean, not only are you on the air, but now behind the scenes, you're running talent relations, and you've got the WWF acquiring WCW. Just sifting through all of that could not have been easy, right?
Well, it wasn't easy. That job was never easy before the purchase or after, quite frankly, because you're managing people, and everybody's got a different agenda. Everybody's got a different personality. Everybody's got different needs. And so it's never easy. But this addition to WCW made it even more challenging because, here's what the talent's interested in knowing. The same two reasons they quit or they want out: creative and cash and creative. Well, I could handle the cash part. I'm negotiating contracts with all those cats. The creative part, unless I just wanted to lie to them and bullshit them, which was not my style, I can't help you there.
Right.
All I can say, is I give them the same advice I give a lot of people. Don't give the company any reason to not want to do business with you. So during this transition, there are going to be some missteps. There's going to be some issues where we're going to stumble. We're all going to stumble, but we got to understand we're in it together, and hopefully the cream's going to rise to the top. And I think by and large it did. But we didn't get the full complement of WCW guys that if we had, it would have been enormously more successful as far as the invasion and all those things, because then the invaders would have much more star power and steam, and we weren't able to get those guys signed for the obvious reason is the fact that they were being paid an exorbitant amount of money, which is great, and it was guaranteed, and it came to their mailbox every week. So that big time mailbox money to do nothing but let your contract continue till it expires was we couldn't avoid that, and nor could we compete with that, Conrad.
Do you remember Vince having a conversation with you about, hey, we really need this guy, we really need that guy, or hey, take another run at that guy? Was there anybody that Vince really was interested in that for whatever reason the timing just didn't work out?
Well, I know that we had conversations about who's going to be available, but it came right back to the mathematics. What are the bottom line terms of their contract? And that was the key issue. You got guys that are all those guys were north of 40. They had a lot of bumps in their bodies. For them to be off, have some normalcy in their life, which they had never had in their adult life, as long as they've been in this business, no normalcy as far as travel, time away from home, your loved ones, et cetera, et cetera. They all have aches and pains. They all have had multiple surgeries. So, I didn't think it was a bad deal. I told Rey Mysterio that. I said, man, all the bumps you've taken over the years, you start when you're a teenager, 14, 15 years old, whatever it was. And now you get a chance to watch your kids grow up a little bit and train through any issues you got. And you're getting paid. You're getting paid more guaranteed from WCW than I can offer you. Just so you'll know. I remember talking to him back in LA I think we're at the Staples Center. I think it was LA. I know it was either Southern California. It was either LA or Anaheim, the Pond. But we had a long talk that one night there, came up to see me, and that's what I told him. I said, I'm going to sign you, and I'm going to pay you fairly, and you're going to make so much more money than you're guaranteed that this won't even be a relevant conversation in a year. And of course, how do they believe me?
Right.
He'd never worked with me before, but I was very honest about it. So in other words, if you get a better deal in Japan and it fits your schedule and you like it, then I can't match the WCW dollar. I can earn you more than you ever earned at WCW, because here you're not on salary. You're still going old school to the point that the better we do, the more tickets we sell, the better the houses are, the more money you're going to make. So then the only thing you and I got to converse about is, when do you need a day off?
Right.
Because if I got you on the road, I got you a chance to make a whole lot more money, and that's what you're here for. So it was a all good, open conversation, business conversation. But Vince never gave me, you know, he always wanted to know the update. He was very interested in Goldberg. I don't think he was not interested in any of those stars like Flair and Hogan, Sting, Nash, Scott Hall, all those guys. He was more invested in others, some others than not. But you know, I think if I had to say one guy, for me, the one guy would have been Sting, followed by Goldberg. For Vince, it probably was Goldberg, then Sting later on. And I don't know exactly. I'm assuming this is somewhat accurate. It would be clickbait, as you know.
Yeah.
In a few hours, because I said this like it was factual. So because it's a nice click for their websites, but maybe sometimes these guys should see the context of what you and I talk about before they write their headline. You might want to read the article before you write the headline. But goddamn, that's a lot to ask somebody. That will interrupt their push, their podcast, their website of the year awards that are very lucrative, and it makes you famous. Not so, but no particular talent. We just didn't have any. There was nothing we could do about it. And I'm sure that people who listen to this are saying there had to be a better answer than that one JR gave in that podcast. There had to be something they could have done. Yeah, we could have blown the whole damn budget out of the water and spent an enormous amount of money on just like I said earlier, on 40-plus-year-old talent that have had multiple surgeries that are very content about sitting at home. I can't match your contentment. I can pay you more money if Vince wants to. He can pay you whatever he wants, but it's going to upset our pay scale, our the way we do things. And I wasn't for that at all, because I knew that once the money ran out and those weekly checks stopped coming, Conrad, those guys are going to be called anyway. And lo and behold, most of them did.
Let my family save your family some cash. You don't need perfect credit. You don't need money out of your pocket, but we will save you money. It's not a matter if, it's a matter of how much. SaveWithConrad.com. Is this your most stressful time in the company where you're trying to wear both hats and there's so many moving parts? I mean, we don't talk about it, but you got the XFL, you got WCW, now, and you're doing the on-air stuff and talent relations with all the WCW stuff. It feels like it's got to be up there with the most stressful times of your career.
I think it was one of my issues about Bell's palsy is that, you know, every neurologist that I've been to see will tell you all universally that there's no known cause. There's no known cure for Bell's palsy. It's a facial nerve thing. And most people get over it in about 90 days. We know I've had it 3 times. I think that part of my issue was they say, well, guess on what causes Bell's palsy. We would say it was either virally transmitted, like some kind of virus, or it's stress. And I kind of go with the latter. I internalized way too much. Conrad, my job never ended. It was a 7-day-a-week gig. People say, oh, bullshit, that's impossible. I can't do that. Well, I can tell you the days. I know where I was going to be on Monday. I knew where I was going to be on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, when we got back in the office, I was going to finish my payroll that I started on Monday or Tuesday and turn that in so the talent could be paid on Friday. And then on Thursday, we had meetings because I was the department head and on the executive committee. And because we had to fit our schedule now with the other members of the executive committee for these various meetings. And then we started back on a house show run on Friday. I booked the house show cards. So that was getting with the lead agent in both those markets and going over the show. Order of events, finishes, everything. And then on Sundays, it was either travel to Raw every 4 weeks to a pay-per-view, or then maybe that rare occasion where you actually are home, which didn't happen that often. So yeah, it was by far the busiest time of my life, and I didn't handle the stress well. I should have, in hindsight, I would have delegated more, but it's just a matter of trust and maybe my own ego wanting to protect my turf. I'm not sure, but I would have been a little bit more, I would have been a little bit more willing to delegate and have time to exhale and actually spend more time being a husband, which I didn't do a lot.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.